Hey everybody, it's time for CAPI Live. I think I'm about a minute early, but that's okay. It's better than being a minute late, right?
Next show I should go right there.
Yeah.
Or oh, what is going on?
We'll wait for everybody to get on. Share. Let everybody know we're here. Hey Cora. Cora's so cool. She's always here before anybody else.
Why she say cool?
Why is she so cool? I don't know.
No, I said why she say cool.
She said, hey. Hey Michelle Heron. Hadn't seen you in a while.
Oh, right, I can smell. That's there.
John's on. Hey John. We'll let everybody get on. And remember, if you guys, when you guys come on, hey Katie. Katie's here too. When you guys come on, let me know by saying hello, like Cora, Michelle, Katie, and John did. And hit that like button for me. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and join us every week. Off to share. Thank you, John. Hey, beautiful Beth. Beth is here. Yay! What's wrong with you?
I'm so glad that I can restart because I died in this game.
Oh, goodness gracious. Everybody's coming on tonight. Maybe I should be a couple minutes early every night.
Yeah,
Every show.
good.
Everybody's popping in.
Oh, tell them about Rose's birthday.
Hmm?
Tell them about Rose's birthday. It's everybody's birthday.
No.
Wow.
I'm a beautiful Beth. Oh. Hello, insane disappearances. Welcome aboard. You're at work. Cool. Everybody's popping in tonight. Usually it takes a little while.
Awesome.
Hey, Corey. Corey says, hi, hello, hey.
Awesome. I say
I like it
awesome.
when everybody pops in.
Yeah, me too.
As I said, if you guys have not already done so, hit that subscribe button. Ring the notification bell so you'll know when we're on every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. You're welcome, Insane.
I won.
You won what? Oh, the game?
Game.
Cool. Good job.
I was racing with this guy.
Thank you for sharing, Michelle. Awesome. I appreciate that. Always like it when people share because it makes make sure everybody knows that we're on. Well, I think we can go ahead and get started tonight. It's not going to be a long show tonight. I want to talk about the topics that we had scheduled. Katie says, "Hey, Dakota,"
Hi.
that we had scheduled, and of course we want to do our prayer list and upcoming events and all that good stuff. Um, let's start with our prayer list. Of course, we're going to continue to have myself and Paramama on there. Paramama is still recovering. She did finally get a new vehicle, thank goodness. So we don't have to worry about that rental thing anymore. That was costing us a lot of money. But she did finally get a new vehicle. She found her a truck. She was going to get a Charger, but she found a truck that she really, 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 really likes. So that's what she ended up getting, was a truck. And I'm glad, because she needed something. I think I can show you guys. Somebody want to see her truck? Let's see. See if it'll show up. Oh. Here we go. Let's see if I can get it to show up now. See if y'all can see it. There you go. Hope y'all can see it. But she did. She got her a new truck. She loves it. It's got a lot of room, so she's happy with that. So that part of it's taken care of, thank goodness. And she's still recovering. Hopefully that'll be happening. Her recovery will be happening pretty soon. And look at y'all. Yes, John got a new job. He sure did. That's awesome. That's another prayer answered. Hey, Dakota, I think Michelle would look better in a truck than the Charger anyways.
Exactly.
Suits her more. Corey, that's funny that you say that, because the Charger she was going to get, they sold. So she was looking at a Challenger, but it was a two-door. They had two Challengers, but they were two doors. And she was worried about Dakota being able to get in and out of it, and being able to put the baby seat in there and all that stuff. Because one of us is about to have a baby, so she's going to have to be putting a baby seat in the car soon. And so she was worried about that. But then when we saw the truck, we saw a Ram truck that she really liked, but it had been sold as well. So she saw the Chevy Z71 that she really liked, and Dakota didn't want to get the car because she said there was not enough room for her in the back. But when we got in the truck to drive it, it was a bunch of room in the back, a lot of room. So she really loved it. So she was super happy that she got the truck instead of the Challenger. So happy. So Dakota, I think, is the happiest that we got the truck. And even Michelle is. So I told her I didn't care either way, because it was what she had to drive, and I wouldn't be in it as much. But I'm glad she got something that works for her. Congratulations, John. Yes, congratulations. That's awesome that John got a new job. He's been so unhappy with his job, so I'm glad he got a good job. Johnny got a new phone. I did get a new phone. I still don't have a case for it. Y'all see, I got a new phone. I didn't get a case. It's coming in Tuesday, I think it said. So I'm babying it and doing my best not to drop it until the case and the protector gets here, because I'm real bad about dropping my phones and stuff. But I did get a new phone, thank goodness. And I finally, y'all just don't know. Y'all know we tried to do the auction, and we're going to talk about that in a minute too. But we tried to do the auction, and nice try. Oh, thank you, Insane. She loves it. But we tried to do the auction and couldn't do it live because it just, my internet kept coming and going. And then whenever we finally did get it to pop up, it wouldn't let me advance the pictures. It was crazy. And so I said, well, I could just do it on the phone. But my phone, the one I've had for a while, would not charge. It stopped charging. It just decided not to charge anymore. And I had to plug it in and wrap a wire around it, and it was crazy. So finally I got the phone in, and then we finally got it swapped over. Even after I got the phone in, we still couldn't use the new phone because it wouldn't swap over. So we had to go through this whole big thing for about an hour and a half with the two phone companies, because I was changing services as well. And it was crazy, but we finally got it done, and it's finally done now. I have a phone. I can make calls. I can get everything. So finally that's over with. Now, let's continue to pray for our team. Beth and Tom, they're still getting over their crud that they were in. Continue to pray for Stephanie and her family, of course, and Joey. Pray for John and his family. And y'all throw me some names of someone that, if I case I get them. Pray for.
Mama's foot.
Yeah, well, I already said pray for Paramama.
Oh.
Her getting better. Pray for Katie and her family. They're getting over it, and especially her son Carter. Y'all remember not long ago that he had food poisoning, but that was like 3 weeks ago, and now he's starting to go back into the same symptoms again. So they're starting to think it may be appendicitis or something like that. So Katie's going to be taking him to the doctor this week, and hopefully they'll get that figured out too. He's been pretty sick, so y'all pray for him as well. Also, Katie's niece and brother have contracted COVID. Now her sister-in-law and the oldest baby do not have COVID, and they all live in the same house. That's crazy how that works, but y'all keep them in your prayers as well. I think I've got everybody. If I forgot anybody, y'all please tell me. John, you keep track of them. So CAPI auction is live on our Facebook page. Yep, we're about to talk about that just a second. Please don't drop it. Yeah, right. Thank you, Insane. And he put the link up there. My dad is having breathing problems. He has a really bad cough he can't get rid of. Okay, Michelle Heron, we'll add Michelle's dad, Michelle Heron's dad, to the prayer list. Shauna, possible cancer. I haven't gotten an update. Yes, continue to pray for Shauna. John's one of his best friends. She is the one that had the ankle cancer. Possibly has ankle cancer. He hasn't gotten any updates on that yet, so y'all continue to pray for her that turns out to be nothing. Hopefully, that just, like I said last week, that just doesn't sound. I mean, cancer never sounds good, but ankle cancer, gosh, the first thing that pops in your head is amputation, and oh, good Lord, I hope that doesn't happen, because she's a young girl, so she doesn't need to go through that. Nobody does. I wish we could just get rid of cancer altogether, but I think if anybody remembers or needs an extra prayer list or prayer request, just throw it up there and I'll get to it. I promise you I will. And if I don't, John or Beth will certainly remind me about it. Katie says, Michelle, this cough is terrible and takes forever to get over. Prayers for your dad. Yes, definitely prayers for your dad. That cough is horrible. All right, the auction, like I was talking about earlier. I couldn't get it to go live. Everything we tried just failed, and then the internet was going out, and everything in my phone, everything just happened, and it just, I don't know what it did to me. But we did get it to our media manager got it to do the running silent auction on our Facebook page. John has put the link up to our Facebook page. You can go there, find the auction on our Facebook page, and go there and you'll find the auction page. There's bids been made. It was supposed to end, I think, tomorrow night, but we're going to run it till 9 p.m. Tuesday night. And then right after that one, we're going to run another auction for the same reason, for the same benefit, to help out one of our team members that have gotten into a real big bind and sickness. They have medical issues with the husband, and the wife lost her job. It's just crazy go nuts. So we're going to continue to help them out as much as we possibly can. Y'all go on there and bid. It's really nice stuff that's on there, but it's not super big prices. Everybody that I've talked to says, why are you selling it so cheap? So go on there and bid. And because we started out cheap, and you get in there and maybe someone won't see your bid and you can win it. But just go on there and it's, $5, whatever. And just go in there and start bidding. There's going to be more jewelry there. Most of the jewelry that's on there now has got bids on it now. There's not only that, I bid the other day on a archery set for Dakota. I'm hoping I get that. But if anybody else can gladly come on and bid on it too. So y'all please come on, and we're going to put some nice jewelry on there too. Just as nice as the stuff that's on there now. I mean, I don't know if we got anything as nice as some of that stuff on there now, because it's beautiful. The stuff that's on there now. Stephanie and Beth, I think, did all the jewelry, and they are, oh my gosh, some of that stuff on there is beautiful. Myself and Paramama have bid on a few of those jewelry pieces. And remember, even if it's not something you need or want or anything like that, it's to help somebody out. All right. So let's be good Sams and do what we can to help everybody out. And we will not stop doing this. We always help out our CAPI family. Y'all know that. Not just the team members, but the CAPI family too. So y'all need us. Y'all just let us know. Right now, we need you. So please go on there, make some bids. Maybe you'll win it. If you don't, then at least you're trying to help somebody out. So we really appreciate that. Next one's coming up Tuesday night. We'll probably start the next auction Wednesday. I don't know if I'll have enough time Tuesday night to start it, but it'll probably start early Wednesday through the next Tuesday at 9 p.m. And it's going to have a lot of nice pieces on it, some jewelry and some other items on there as well. And also we have the 2 weekend passes to Magic City Con. Thank you, John. Is going to be on there. The books, John's dad's book is going to be on there. Absolutely. Those are just awesome poetry. If you love poetry, everyone knows that John's dad passed away several years ago. He was an amazing man and very talented writer, extremely talented writer. They're now selling their books. You can get his book on, John, if you want to throw up that link, but you can also get it on our auction. There's at least 3 books on there, and if they do well, I'm going to throw a couple more in there as well, because those books are really amazing. The poetry is just awesome, it's stuff you can use for your sweetheart. And there's going to be another book coming out by John's mom really soon that is just a romantic tale of their life from the time that they met, up until they were married and adults and had kids and everything. And it's going to be an amazing. Hey, Margot, thank you for joining us. It's going to be an amazing book. I can't wait for it to come out. I'm really looking forward to that to come out. But y'all get your bids in, go in there and help our team member out. That's our biggest goal right there, is just to get her some relief and to help her out. So y'all come on over to our Facebook page, look it up, make bids, and maybe you'll win. Hopefully you'll win. Get in there and get in some bidding wars. Get some bidding wars going in there, and hopefully we'll get it. But we appreciate everyone who has already donated and who's already bid on stuff. We really appreciate that. Can't wait for this one to end and the new one to start to see how well it does as well. It's going to be a lot of jewelry on the next one too. A lot of jewelry on the next one, and it's really nice pieces too. Extremely nice pieces. There's some in there that I have in a box waiting for the auction that are just amazing. So can't wait to get that started. Thank you guys so much for helping out with that. All right, let's see. John threw up the link to get his dad's book. There it is. Katie Ann. Oh, Margot. Katie Ann, I miss you. I miss all. You two are sweet. All right, so upcoming events. We still have CAPI Camp coming up this month, 25, 26, and 27th in Troy, Alabama. So if you guys want to come to that, John, if you would throw up your email, and Beth, if you would throw up your email too, please. Joey and Stephanie are here. Oh, hey, Stephanie. I was like, Joey and Stephanie's what are here? But she's saying they are here. Awesome. Welcome aboard. I haven't seen Eric and Michelle. Where are they at? But throw up your email, John. Beth, throw up your email, and you guys can contact either one of them or me. John, if you would throw up my email too, please. Or me. The best person to contact when it comes to CAPI Camp is John. CAPI Camp is John's baby. He's the team manager, and he manages the pretty much the whole aspects of CAPI Camp. He manages it, food, lodging, everything. He pretty much takes care of it. He does a phenomenal job, y'all. I'm not kidding you. Last week we welcomed Stephanie as our newest manager, as our media manager. So you guys can congratulate her again on that. And Katie wants to camp with me at CAPI Camp. You guys, that would be awesome if y'all could come to CAPI Camp. We would love that so much. I know Beth would be head over heels if you guys came. We all would. But Beth and Katie have started this friendship thing. And I think Beth would be probably the proudest that Katie was coming, and Margot. But yeah, we would love to have you guys come and join us for CAPI Camp. That would be freaking phenomenal. We'd like all of our CAPI family to come. and look forward to it. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, John. Y'all email either one of them or me. John also put mine up there, and let us know if you want to come to CAPI Camp. But like I said, the best person on this, I'm passing the buck a little bit, but the best person to contact is John. And it's the best way to get him is his email, that jbowen.cappy@gmail.com. So not until I know it's going to be warm. It will be warm late next month. I mean, late this month. I think it'll start getting warmer. It will. Still going to be great camping weather. It won't be hot, but the days I think are going to be warm, and the nights are not going to be too crazily cold. So I think that's going to be. I think it's going to be pretty nice. I really do. You've lost your northern ways. Katie's originally, she lives in San Antonio now, but she's originally from Iowa. And it's cold, super cold there. And I think she was telling me the other day that some of her friends or family were reporting temperatures in the negative 30s. But now she's in Texas. And then that's why Margot's saying you've lost your northern ways. You can't handle the cold because she's done got used to being in the South. So, but yes, I have, Margot. See, she has. Too funny. All right. If there's nothing else, John, Beth, y'all tell me if there's something else, or Stephanie, you guys tell me if there's something else that I'm forgetting that I should be talking about. And if not, we'll get started. I like how you take free marketing here, folks. You know what? I wouldn't mind. That's actually an ongoing thing with us, Margot. I'm glad you said that. I would not mind leaving the label on there. I don't mind advertising for them for free, but I got in trouble. First, Beth fussed at me. Beth knew. I don't know how she knew, but of course Beth is super freaking smart. But she knew. She first fussed at me about the label on my drinks, not having the labels on my drinks, and not just the Coke, but anything I drink. Because I drink tea now and other stuff too. I don't drink as much Coke as I used to. Thank goodness. I still drink probably too much, but not as much. But I still drink like flavored waters and teas and stuff like that. But I like my Diet Coke too. But she fussed at me and she said, you probably shouldn't have that label on. And so we just kind of was like, yeah, we probably should do that. But it just kind of dwindled down. We didn't think about it anymore. And then I actually got an email from YouTube saying that I do not have a sponsorship with them. Stop, please. See what you're doing when you do that? What, this? What? Okay, calm down. You're making the whole thing shake, baby. But anyway, YouTube said that I don't have a sponsorship from that label, from that company, and it would probably be a better idea not to do that. So I said, okay, no problem. So now we take the label off of them. But I didn't really care. I was like, give them the advertisement because I like them so much. So why not? But yeah, that's why I take it off now because I got fussed out by Beth and YouTube. So and Beth scares me a lot more than YouTube. But
what's so wrong about having not the labels on?
Because we didn't have a deal with that company to advertise them.
Oh, so you have to get their permission.
Yeah. All right. I think we've covered everything. John, Beth, Stephanie, Tom, Joey, somebody tell me if I forgot everything. But if I did, y'all just let me know and we'll circle back around. But let's get started. Like I said, it's not going to be a super long show tonight because I'm really tired and I still got a lot of stuff to do before I can lay me down. So, really, that's wild. Yay, Beth. Yeah, Beth. Yeah, she is. She's super smart. And she definitely scares me sometimes. But I already read that. Okay. What we were going to talk about this week. Does anybody remember what we was talking about this week?
Nope.
I do. Who remembers? John, what was we talking about this week?
I'm still creating.
We were going to any amount of Diet Coke is too much. Any amount of Diet Coke is too much. Sometimes any amount of water is too much. It depends on what water you're drinking because some of that stuff is nothing but tap water and it's bad for you. So don't even be trying that. But building a team. Well, yeah, I know building a team, but we were on different subjects for that. I said we were going to be talking about evidence storage, team positions, member positions, and um, team position. I mean, evidence storage, team positions, and uh, investigator levels is what it was. Last topic was building a team. Yeah, we were that you both are right. We were talking about building a team, but the subtopics, the whole series was about building a team. But it was the three subjects that we were going to talk about that I said we were going to talk about. I said last week that we are going to talk about this week was evidence storage, um, member positions, and investigator levels. All right. So evidence storage, that is huge. The only thing that matches evidence storage is evidence collection. You know, we talked last week about collecting evidence on the different pieces of equipment and new versus old and stuff like that. This week, I wanted to talk about how do we store that evidence that we get. Y'all know there's many. Y'all throw out some ways to get evidence. We talked about that last week. So throw out some ways to get evidence for me on the comments. Just what are different ways to gather evidence? And while I'm talking, y'all can throw those out for me. We want to preserve, protect, and secure our evidence, right? We want to preserve, protect, and secure our evidence. So, because remember, we don't talk about our investigations. We don't share our evidence with anyone else other than the client, right? And preserving that evidence is just as important as collecting it. Audio, thank you, Beth. Yep, that's one way that we collect evidence. Video, yep. EVP, audio, voice recorders, yep. EMFs, EMF readers, EVPs, yep. All these are great examples. Pictures, thank you, Beth. John and Beth said pictures at the exact same time. But those are some of the ways we want to collect it. But what do we do with it after we collect it? Do we leave it on the devices? No, we do not leave it on the devices. Why not just leave it on the devices? Because when we leave it on the devices, it opens a door for stuff to get lost or messed up or deleted or something like that. Personal experience. Thank you, John. That's a good one. So we want to record all this stuff. We want to collect it, record it, protect it. So for stuff like EVPs, pictures, videos, stuff like that, get yourself a good Tom and Beth, help me out. What was we talking about the other day? And John, what was we talking about the other day? I can't remember. I don't know the technical names for this stuff, y'all. I'm sorry. This tech stuff is so new to me. Hard drive. I didn't need y'all. Got it. Still need y'all though. Hard drive. Get you a hard drive to store all this stuff. External hard drive. Thank you, John. Yep, I got it just before you told me. But external hard drives. Yes, get that because and get one that can hold, just all kinds of stuff. Hard drive. Thank y'all. Get just so much space on it. What's a good space, John? What's a good one to get as far as unlimited space? Get the stuff so that you can store it on these things. Get flash drive so that you can pull it off of there. Put it onto your hard drives. Pictures you can put on there. Audio you can put on there. Video you can put on there. All this stuff needs to go somewhere for you to store it so it doesn't get messed up. Let me show you a couple examples, or tell you about a couple examples. 5 terabytes. Okay, yeah, thank you. I remember Tom saying 5 terabytes. 5 terabytes at least. Get at least 5 terabytes. That way, you've got an unlimited. You got to get a lot of stuff in there to fill it up, and you're not going to have it on there long enough to fill it up. So, 5 terabytes. Thank you, John. Excuse me. Once we've collected the evidence and we put it on and we leave it on the devices, here's some of the nightmares you can run into. Spring of what year was that? I don't remember right offhand what year it was, but uh, several years ago, many years ago, we were investigating an old mill in the Dallas County area, just outside of Selma. We went to the area that we were investigating was very large. We were investigating two buildings, um, and probably I would say 10 to 15 acres, and several different structures on this property that we were investigating. We had the run of the place for the weekend. We got to stay there and do the investigation, and just it was really awesome. But here's what happened: we had a team inside the house, the main house, the main living quarters, um, doing a K2 study. We had another team on one section of the property and yet another team on another section of the property. The section that I'm speaking of, I was on, and then I had two male investigators and one female investigator on that team. And we actually two females and two males, so it was five of us. There was the area that we were going to was adjacent to the main property, the main house's little patch of land. There was a creek that separated from where we were and where we were going, and you had to walk across a swinging bridge, a rope bridge, to get to the area that we wanted to go to. So it had rained a few days before that, so the creek was kind of full. It wasn't overflowing, but it was pretty full, and there was a huge waterfall next, because obviously it was a mill, so it needed the waterfall to power the wheels to make the mill run. And just before the waterfall was this bridge. So because the water was so deep there, because of all the rains and the waterfall, all the spray from that waterfall would shoot up onto the bridge. And so it was not soaking it, but wetting it, and so it made it a bit slippery. The flooring of the swinging bridge was made out of treated lumber, and it was a bit slippery when wet. So you had to hold on to the side ropes as you walked these three planks, and this 3-board plank to get to the other side. And it was probably about, I'd say, 75 feet of bridge, and then you got onto the next part where we were going to investigate. Sounds like a death trap. It really does, doesn't it? But it was super safe. It was completely safe as long as you were paying attention and everything, and everybody be careful. But here's how we're going to cross the bridge. And like I said, it was me, 2 guys, and 2 girls. So 5 of us. The first person to go on was one of the females. The second person to go on was myself, and then the other female. And then the third, or the fourth and fifth person to go on was the 2 other males. And as we're walking across this bridge, the person in front, which was the first female, lost her footing, and she slipped. She had reached down she kind of, not really tripped, but kind of slipped a little bit, and then let go of this rope because she was going down this way. Well, there's no sides to this bridge, so you could fall right through into the creek and then go off the waterfall. Which waterfall was only about 8 feet, but it's still, you don't want to do that. So she reaches up to grab the rope again and pull herself back up to, standing position on her feet. And both feet went out from under her from the jerking, and she fell straight down onto the 3-board plank that we were walking across. She didn't fall off the bridge, thank the Lord, but she did fall onto her butt onto the planks. She was laughing really hard. We thought she was crying, and I kind of didn't run because I couldn't run, because if I ran, it would swing the bridge and maybe someone else would fall. So I just kind of holding onto the rope, fast walked over to her and I said, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Trying to help her up. And she said, "Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine." And then we figured out she was actually laughing. And so she was fine. She didn't hurt herself at all. But when she stood up, she had on jeans and a tucked in shirt. And when she stood up, she had a perfect heart shape wet spot on her butt, on her hiney. So we saw this, and now that we know she's okay, and when we see this heart-shaped wet spot on her butt, on her bottom, we all started laughing. And so we get up and we continue on, and I think one of the other guys gave her a shirt, an extra shirt that he had on. He had on a shirt, and then he had one on over that, but he had taken it off and tied it around his waist. And then whenever that happened, he took that off and gave it her so that she could tie it around her waist and cover her wet butt. So we went on and did our investigation. No, nothing else was said about. I mean, we joked about it and laughed about it and laughed at her and made fun of her, saying you got a heart-shaped hiney and all this stuff. But and then when we got back inside, we was telling everybody what had happened, and of course they had a laugh and everything. But it was all in good fun, and it was over with. Well, we did the case study there, and we had several EVPs after we did the case study. One of the EVPs that we had was in the room in the big house, and I don't remember everything it said. One of them was, I'm a boy, or I'm a child, or something like that, or I'm not a man, or something like that. I don't remember, but we had that one, and then we had another, and they did a K2 study in the house, and through the K2 study, they realized that they concluded that they had a 9-year-old boy spirit. Well, we also had another really good K2, I mean, not K2, but EVP that came from our adventures on the bridge, on the rope bridge, that was it sounded like a little kid laughing, a little boy laughing. So we was able to put that with the fact that the K2 study came up with a 9-year-old boy, and the EVP that came up with I'm not an adult, or I'm not a man, or something like that. And we was able to put it all together and find out that we had a 9-year-old little boy spirit there. And so we were really awesome. There was no kids with us at all. There was no children at all with us. The youngest person that was with us there was 22, which was the person that fell, the girl that fell on her rear. And there was nobody else, no other, nobody younger than that. So there's no children there. And the laughter that we got on the EVP was 100% a little kid. You could tell absolutely it was a little kid. And it was during the time, it started before and during her laughing. And so you knew it wasn't her and us. And so there was a pause after she fell. You heard either myself or somebody else in the group say, "Are you okay?" And then once she said yes, you could hear laughter, like a little kid laughing. And so we were really pleased to have that. And it was on one of our digital recorders. Fast forward, I don't know, 2 days, and we were getting everything, together and getting all the recordings and everything. And back then we didn't have a recorder that had USB on it, so we had to record it off of that recorder, which you lost a lot of, the integrity of it from recording from one to the other. But it was worth it because it was still a good EVP. Even after it was recorded, it was still really good and clear EVP. Well, that's what we were going to do, was move it from there to there. And as I'm fumbling through this recorder that I had, y'all got to know me. I'm just 100% techno stupid. I'm not kidding you. That's 90% of the reason why the auction didn't happen, is because I just didn't know how to get it to go. I finally got it running, and then couldn't get it to advance, and then I couldn't get the Wi-Fi to stay on. I mean, it's just crazy. But the recording that I had, going through, and I'm trying to move them all from one, or to play them, to move them from one to the other, and I completely deleted the recorder. I mean, it deleted the entire recording. And that really hurt. It really hurt, because that was an awesome EVP. And it just happens. That's going to happen. Even someone that's not techno stupid like I am, you can still, even the best of the guys, our tech guy, which is Tom, accidentally, it wasn't his fault, but he didn't really do anything wrong. The system did. So that happens too. We had a case not long ago where we had an entity walk in front of the camera, just right in front of the camera. And I mean, just blatant in your face. And it was awesome evidence, really really good evidence. And you could tell it wasn't a person, a live person, and you could tell it wasn't nobody in there. And we even tried to debunk it, Tom and I, by going different scenarios, and we couldn't do it. So it was great. And he, and I don't know exactly what he was doing. He's told me, but most of that tech stuff just kind of bounces off my forehead. But it was something about he was trying to transfer that file from there to another file so that we could put it together to give to the client. And the system actually told him it did transfer. He said, okay, transfer complete, whatever. But what it actually did, and Tom, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I hope I'm telling this right. But what it basically did was it said it was transferred over, but once it got over to where it was supposed to be, sometime between where it was transferred and the time you could find it on there, it was deleted. So you never know when something like that's going to happen. Now, the case of the EVP was just techno ignorance. I did something wrong and messed it up. So you've got human error there. The case with the pictures was not Tom doing anything wrong, but it was the system that he was using just didn't do what it was supposed to do. And he told it what to do, and it said, okay, I did it, but it didn't actually do it. So that kind of gives you two examples of what can happen to your evidence. Operator error, techno stupid, Johnny, or system error. So, that can always happen. That's why you want to get yourself a good storage, a good, 5 terabyte hard drive, put all this stuff on, and it's there and it can't go away. All right. So that way it's there when you need it. It's there when you want to turn it over to the client and everything else. And I'm going to read y'all's comments, I promise you. But make sure your storage for your evidence is always available. All right. Don't never let the device use it as don't never use your device as storage. We have two recorders right now, two voice recorders right now that we use constantly. That's part of the CAPI equipment that store a lot of info on. They got several files. I think there's 6 files on there that will record several hours per file. And we don't always want to use those as storage, but sometimes we do, unfortunately, because of just convenience. I mean, and time. But John and the people that are smart on our team are working on ways to alleviate that problem by getting hard drives and stuff like that, and keeping Johnny away from it. But make sure whatever you have that you're going to store. He's asleep. Who's asleep? Oh, because I asked Tom. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, don't wake him up for that. I'll get shot. My mother had endometrial cancer, and now I'm her caregiver. Oh, I'm so sorry, Insane. Well, I'm glad she's got you there. We'll add you guys to our prayer list. John, if you'll put Insane in on the prayer list. Never heard of ankle cancer. I hadn't either before this, Insane. I guess you can get cancer anywhere. He already said I'll add you to the prayer. I should have known. And he's asleep. Yeah. Yeah, that always get your evidence where you need it and then get it from there. Get it with the device you're using, but then take it from there to where you need it to store it and make sure it's secure. And that's what we're working on now to get that. So not only because of techno errors, but personal errors too, operator error as well, especially when it's me being the operator. I'm just now learning some of this stuff, and there's some of the stuff I don't think I'll ever learn because it's just above me. But I have good people. I'm glad I have people like Tom and Corey and John and and Eric and all them that can help me with stuff like that. So that's why I said last week when we was talking about the equipment that we use to gather evidence is sometimes the older stuff is the better stuff because it's harder to fake and it's just much easier to use and but you can still mess it up as far as evidence storage. So be real careful with that. I mean, that's what we do this for, right? Is to get that evidence, the experience and the evidence. That's why we do this. And so that way, no matter how many naysayers you have out there, you still have that evidence, right? Would it be a good idea to back up your files just in case something happens to your storage device? Absolutely. Yes. You can never have too much backed up. Absolutely, you can. Always back up everything. Back up your backup. because you never know what can happen or what's going to happen. Or, I mean, ultimately, that's why we do this is, but like I said, the experience and the evidence. And if we don't have that evidence that we gather, y'all those, I don't know if it's happened to you guys or not yet. I know it has to my team. My team knows the pitfalls of it, but it's like getting punched in the chest whenever you got something good. You know, you captured a really great EVP or a really great video or whatever, a picture, and then something happens to it and it goes away. It's horrible, man, because you know you've got that really good. I was looking forward to um, presenting the evidence of the entity that walks in front of the camera to the client. I was really looking forward to that. And there's a couple pieces that we have now, that orb that literally reflected itself and shone light into a dark room. Those pieces are, I hope nothing ever happens to them because they're just amazing. So, I mean, there's stuff that you can get that'll just blow your mind, blow my mind. Even after 40 years of this, blows my mind. I'm like, how did I, this is awesome. I've never seen this. And then for something to happen to it, it's just like, it's losing a piece of yourself. It's just so disappointing. Some people will never accept it, no matter how good your evidence is. That's true, Michelle. That's absolutely true. So just get your evidence, get it transferred, get it stored, and then protect it. All right. Always protect that evidence. And make sure that it's ready for, when you need it. Also on that, this is CAPI's policy now, not everybody. So I'm not saying this is something everyone should do, but this is the way we do it. Like I said, we don't advertise anything that we do with our, we don't advertise anything that happens on an investigation, from our clients. We everything becomes their property and everything. But if it's a really good piece of evidence that we really, really, really like, then we'll ask the client, may we keep a copy of this for our research? That's the only reason. We don't advertise it to anybody or anything like that. But we just say, hey, can we keep a copy of this? If it's really, really good, we may use it in class or maybe even show it on here or hear it on here. But we've always gotten permission before we do that. And then even still, we don't like to talk about where it came from or the name of the people or anything like that. Does background white noise help when conducting an EVP session? I'm not going to say it does, Joey. And I'm not going to say it doesn't. Background or white noise, let's call it white noise, because not all background is good. Because we've noticed that here lately about, like Johnny running his mouth during an investigation or the client talking all the time, that it can really step on our EVPs. And that's been happening a lot here. So we've kind of gotten together. Beth and I got together and just kind of talked it over and said, this is the way we need to do this, this, and this on EVP sessions. And Beth is our team EVP specialist. She's got a great ear. She has a bionic headphone system that goes straight into the recorders that she can hear a gnat fart on the other side of the room with those things. But she came to me and she said, and John has too. John before that, he came to me too and said, hey, all this talking during the EVP session is really, usually we do get more EVP evidence during an adult chit chat than we do in a session. But when we're doing a session, it would be nice if, we had less running of the mouth or running around or shuffling and stuff like that. So now we're changing the way we do that to accommodate that. So, but we're going to call it white noise. White noise can help you. What white noise does is it gives an entity a vehicle, if you will. If you're doing EVP sessions and especially if your client has told you that they hear a lot of stuff, a lot of talking, or they've recorded stuff or on video or audio or on the telephone. And if the client's saying, hey, we hear this a lot, but when you're doing the EVP session, you're not getting a whole bunch of stuff, and then if you listen back to something, you're like, oh no, that's not what that was. That was Johnny telling John that he needed a flashlight. That's not what that. So you notice that if your EVP session is just not going that great, white noise can help that entity because they'll use that noise instead of that energy, if that makes sense. They can manipulate the sound of that white noise into their verbiage, I guess you would say, into what they're wanting to say. by using the energy from that instead of the energy that they possess or that they can gather. Okay. So white noise does help. It doesn't necessarily always help, but it can be a good tool. Right. I hope that answered that. Margot, wake up. She says, I'm up. Ever tried sun charged water? No, insane. I don't, no offense to you or anything like that, but I don't believe in that stuff. Excuse me. So we've got our evidence. We got it on some really pieces of great equipment. And we've got our storage place for that to go, right? We know where we want to put that now. We got that external hard drive. Like John said, what was it, 5 terabytes? We've got all that in place now, so we want to keep that on there. And then, like I think Michelle Heron asked, would it be a good idea to back up our backup? Yes, it absolutely would. So if you have to back that up even more, then go for it. So usually you're not going to have a whole bunch of trouble out of hard drives. I think there are a few situations that can happen that can ruin them or erase them. So just know your equipment and know how to do that. So I know how to protect it and stuff like that. I have, like I said, I have a really great team that knows how to do that stuff, and I stay away from it because I don't want to mess it up. But some of the stuff I'm getting more apt to about. Tom is a great teacher when it comes to the DVR system. He's able to put the technos of that system into a 5-year-old's voice for me. He does it for me, I'm sure. But I'm learning a lot about that system, so I'm looking forward to being able to work with that a lot more. So, but I have a team that's great that knows how to do that stuff, and thank God. Michelle Heron says, sometimes when I'm talking on the phone, people have told me they hear a man talking in the background when I'm alone. Yeah, we get that a lot. We get a lot of that. Used to be that was always the case because you had party lines, but we don't have party lines anymore. But yeah, that extra, and that's kind of like going along the lines when you hear someone on the telephone, whether it be landline or cell, that's kind of like going along the same lines as a white noise because they're able to use the energy from those sounds to interpret their sound. See what I'm saying? So they don't have to use a whole bunch of the energy that they may not possess or that they're not willing to give up. So that does help. And that kind of falls into the same category as white noise. So if there's any questions on that, please don't hesitate to ask. Just because we move on to something else doesn't mean I won't go back and answer questions. All right. So basically the cut and dry of it is get good equipment to collect your evidence, get a back or a storage system for that evidence, whether it be your equipment, your device that you used, or a hard drive or flash drives or whatever, or CDs or whatever. And then definitely have a good storage area for everything. All right. John told me last week, I believe it was, a week before, that he now has backed up everything that he's gotten since he started on a hard drive. Everything that hasn't been lost or anything, he's got his stuff on a hard drive. And that's phenomenal. That's awesome. And Tom too was talking about doing that as well. So we're definitely going to be a lot more careful with our evidence. And number one way to be most careful with our evidence is don't let Johnny mess with the equipment. Don't let him play with the equipment. Let him set up flashlights. Let him set up voice recorders, K2s, and set up cameras. But other than that, don't mess with the equipment too much, especially after the investigation, because I have been known to accidentally erase stuff. I still do it now. I accidentally erased a recorder not long ago, but it had already been gone over. But I wanted someone else to go over a couple of things, but I accidentally erased it. But that one did go, and I'm pretty sure there was nothing there. So, but you never know. So just be careful. If you don't know how to use it, don't use it until someone shows you how to use it. So that's what we all do. So we figure out how to use something. If we don't know how, then we go to someone who knows how. Like if I go to DVR system and I got a question for it, who am I going to go to? I'm going straight to Tom. If I got a question for an EVP recorder or sound on there, who am I going to? I'm going straight to Beth. Right? If I got a question on pictures or anything like that, I'm going to talk to Michelle or John or somebody like that does pictures really good. John does a phenomenal work on pictures, and so does Michelle. So that's who I'm going to go to and talk to them. So just know your equipment, use your equipment, store your evidence, and then back it up. All right. Team positions. Like I said, if y'all have anything other than that, other than what we've already talked about on that same subject, we can go back. So just ask me. Yeah, go ahead. I'll listen. Let's see. I know y'all have caught evidence of demons, but have you ever found evidence of angels or other beings? Yes. Um, other.
I'm gonna be coming back in.
Okay, baby.
Okay.
Angels or other beings? Other beings, yes. Angels. I don't know that I've ever caught anything that would facilitate an angel being. Um, I don't know that I have ever on an angel. I have been in situations where I felt there was an angel there. There's been a few situations I don't think I would have survived had there not been an angel there. Um, but just going through my Rolodex, I'm not thinking of anything that I did. Other beings, I don't know what you would mean by other beings, other than if you mean any other being other than a demon or an angel, then yeah, of course we have because we've caught entities countless of times. Um, what is a oh, good mic for my digita voice recorder? Well, if you want to put an external mic on there, yeah, go ahead. I don't know a lot of the new ones that are out right now, Joey. Um, John could probably, or Tom could answer that a lot better than I could, but I do know the types. I don't know any brand names out there because, like I said, I'm not into the whole all the new stuff. Um, but the type that you want is something with very good noise cancellation. Um, not noise cancellation, but air cancellation. The fuzzy ones, either fuzzy or one with a screen to cancel out air. And those what they call cattails microphones are not only there to cut out the air flow, the sound of airflow, but they're also there to cut out the what I call the pucker noise. And everybody's ever been on the radio, or everybody's dealt with EVPs or anything like that, y'all know about the pucker noise, right? Where some people when they talk, they pronounce they'll pronounce their p's a lot more than what most people would, and so it's kind of a pop sound. So
Kind of like punk.
yeah, and so they dead cat. Is that a name of one, Beth? Dead cat. I've always called them cattails. I've heard them called cattails. Excuse me. Okay, Michelle, that's cool. That's why we're here. Is to help with curiosity. um, Beth, is that a name of one of them? Dead cat. I've heard, like I said, I've heard them called cattails. Is that a brand name? If it is, but anything you don't want one that is so great at canceling out noise. Yes, it is. It's called. There it is, Joey. And Beth would be the one. She is up to date when it comes to mics and EVP equipment and stuff like that. She's like I said, she's our EVP queen. She's really good at it. Dead cat would be a good product, Joey. So look into Dead cat. Thank you for answering that, Beth. Like we talked about last week, gathering evidence is why we have the equipment, right? And if you have something that's so good at canceling out background noise, remember you can cancel out an EVP, okay? If it's canceling out that background noise, you can cancel that out to where you're not going to hear it. It'll still be there, but you just won't hear it, all right? So keep that in mind. So, and they've got some out, I know, that where you have levels of cancellation and filtering. and that you can program into there. So look into that as well. Dead cat tells no tales. Yeah, don't get dead cat. It won't tell you anything. No, no. If Beth says it's dead cat, it's good. I promise you, it's good because she knows when it comes to that stuff. So, and she said that she was looking into stuff like that too, because I know her headset that she's got is. I've used it before, and it's crazy sensitive. You can hear really good with it. So yeah, dead cat. I'm gonna have to check into that too, because I've been wanting to check out some external mics for our dual mic recorders, because I bet you that would just be phenomenal with more microphones going into it. But yeah, we'll I'll definitely look into that. But okay, let's go move on. And then, like I said, if y'all have any questions, I'm not stopping what we're talking about. So if you have any questions, just throw them out there, and I'll get to them. I promise. And if I don't, like I said, Beth or John will get me. I promise you. Investigator or team member positions. That's what we're moving into now. Is member positions. Where to put our people, right? What do we put the people on our team whenever they come on our team? What do we want them to do? Hope y'all didn't hear that, but it was really tight, so I had to pop them. I hope you didn't hear that. Some people don't like that sound. But where do we go? Where do we place our people? Where would they be best fit for us? Perfect example. Beth, what did you interview for first? What did you interview? You said you came on the team from answering a job application or a job notice, and you interviewed for PR. That's what it was. She interviewed for PR for the team. We needed a PR person, and she interviewed for PR person for the team. And was it media? Okay, media. I thought it was PR. She would know better than I do because my memory bad. But yeah, so media. She interviewed for a media person, what Stephanie does now. And just after getting to know Beth and talking to Beth, really during the interview, because I got off the phone with her, and I think it was Corey and I was talking about it, and we was like, I think she would be. Oh, it was PR. Okay, cool. But we were talking, and was like, I think she would be a better, just the way her demeanor and her personality and her how articulate she was, and just really just she talked. I don't know how to say it. She talked like an English teacher. She was just proper, and you could tell that she was really sweet and really good with people and everything. And we said, man, she'd make a great case manager. That's what. No, you're right. I was right. Oh, on the PR. Yeah. I was thinking it was PR, and I said it could have been media. But anyway, she didn't interview for case manager. I know that. She definitely didn't interview for case manager. But she became our case manager because after talking to her and getting to know her, we're like, holy crap, she's a case manager. That's what she is. She's excellent with people and just wonderful, and delightful to talk to. And she's that kind of person that can get you to open up and without open up to a stranger. And that's what she does every day. She talks to clients. She's got a list of 2 or 3 right now that she's fixing to talk to, and they've never talked to her a day in their life. But I promise you, 5 minutes into the conversation, they're going to be sharing the intimate parts of their life with her because she's just that person. She just makes you feel so comfortable and at ease and just relaxed because she's just freaking amazing. But that's how you do it. It doesn't matter what the person comes onto the team to be. John came onto this team to be a investigator. That's why he came onto the team. Became our just came in to do it as an investigator. Said he'd always wanted to do it. He'd done it some before, but never with a team, and he just wanted to be a part of something that was about paranormal. And he came on as an investigator. After getting to know him for a while, I was like, dude, this is our team manager right here. I was asked not long ago by 2 people that I care a lot about what John was like. Would he be a good fit for a certain position? He had interviewed or had put in his interest for a job, and the owner of that company came to me and said, what would John be like? You know, what kind of person is he? What does he do? How do you know him so well? Could he handle this situation, this situation, this situation? Would he be good at this, this, and this? You know, tell me about him. And it was absolutely yes. I have been saying, and I'll talk about it in just a second. Thank you for the question. Um, it was absolutely simple. I mean, it was just super simple to answer that question when it comes to John. It really was. And Beth will tell you this, and Joey and Stephanie and Michelle and Eric and Tom and Michelle, Paramama, everybody will tell you this that knows John. He is, I told him, I said, John doesn't meet a stranger. He doesn't know what strangers are. He doesn't know that he doesn't know someone just because he hasn't met them yet. Y'all know what I mean? That kind of person. And I'm an outgoing guy, and I'll talk to a stranger and strike up conversations and stuff like that, but not like John. John doesn't initiate conversations. He continues them, even with someone that he's never talked to. Hope that makes sense. John is not that person. Like, I'm the kind of guy that people would say, Johnny never meets a stranger. John doesn't know that he's a stranger. Okay. He doesn't know that he's never met this person before. He'll just start talking to them like that. This was the next time they talked, and they talk all the time. And so many Michelles, they really are. um, he's that kind of person that when he starts talking to you, you open up to him too, because he's talking to you like he talks to you every day. Like it's not someone you've never met. And I also told him that, I said, that's why I think he'd be really good for this position, and he'll be really good for this position, not the position with CAPI, but with another position that he said earlier, he got a job. And this is the job I'm talking about. He's the kind of person that you want to be his friend after you've talked to him for just a few minutes. You want to be his friend. You're like, I want to hang out with this guy. I want to know this guy. And he's when it comes to work ethics and determination and passion and strength and loyalty and all of that stuff, he's got all that to a T. I mean, he's got it all down. He's just that kind of guy. And after knowing him for just a little while, I said, my gosh, this is my team manager. This is my team manager right here. I said, hey, he'd make a great case manager. He was before Beth. I said, he would make a great case manager. He would, and then was just, he would be good at this, this, and this. And then I was like, I think he got the job as case manager, or I don't remember what it was, but, are you calling me strange? Yes, John, I am certainly calling you strange. You are strange. You're strangely awesome. Not many people are like you, unfortunately. And then I went back to him and I said, dude, you need to be our team manager. And he humbly took the position and became the best team manager we've ever had, and that we'll probably ever have. And y'all don't know how much I love my team. I do. I love my team so much. And I don't deserve them by no means. I don't deserve anybody that's on my team. I don't deserve the blessing of just being in their atmosphere, but I'm glad I am. And I have the most amazing team. And I don't take credit from building this team. Okay. I don't take the credit of putting these people together. All right. I don't. For some reason, I was given the opportunity to know some really amazing people and then bring them into my world and then put them in positions of where I thought that they would strive, and they did, because of the people they are, not because of who I am or what I did, but because of the people they are. And I'm gonna get to y'all's comments. I'm not responsible for what they've done. Okay. My team is who they are because they are who they are. It's not because of anything I've done. I trained them. I mentored them. I showed them everything I can during investigations and training and stuff like that. But I didn't make them the people they are. That was already done. And I was just the one that was blessed enough to get those particular people. Out of all the 3-4 billion people in the world, I was able to get those people. All right. And wow, it's been super crazy ever since. And I hope it never ends. I hope this is one roller coaster that just keeps going and going and going and going and going. All right. Let me get to y'all's comments real quick and we will start on next. Okay, I read that. Put that here. No, not you. You. There we go. I got that. I got that. Yes, yes. That. Have you ever caught really clear EVP audio? Yes, insane. We have. Like I said, we had that little boy that was laughing at the female investigator that fell on the three plank the bridge, the freeboard plank bridge. I can never say that right. I just say swinging bridge. Yeah, she fell on that, and that little boy laughing was super clear. But yeah, a lot of our EVPs are clear. Some of them you have to kind of listen for, but a lot of them that you get are pretty clear. We had the one in the hotel in Wetumpka where the guy says, "Can you not effing hear me?" He didn't say effing, but he says, "Can you not effing hear me?" That was super clear. There was no doubt about that. We had the one in Wetumpka with the little girl that said, "Where's my mommy?" And she said it in a really, really sad voice, really almost like that brink of crying voice, and it was like to rip your heart out of your chest when you hear it. I've had some. What are some of the more taboo or scary ones that I've had? I had the one that said Johnny should die or Johnny will die or something like that. That we got in Laurel, Mississippi. That was super clear. There was no. It was just like you was talking to somebody standing next to you. I probably think of some more, but yeah, there's been. Yeah, most of our EVPs are pretty clear. I heard someone say one time, "Why are most EVPs really, really silent? And you got to 3 or 4 people hear 3 or 4 different things when they listen to it, and all this stuff like that." And power of suggestion and hearing is probably our number one effective than any other sense that we have. I can play. There was a thing on TikTok the other day. It was either TikTok or YouTube, but there was a thing on there where they said I'm going to play the same sound twice, but I'm going to say something, and before I play it each time, and you're going to hear whatever I say before it instead of what the actual audio was, and it did. One of them was green shoe, or I don't remember what it was, but it was something silly. And then whenever they said it, they played the audio, and that's what you heard. But then when they said the next thing, they played the same audio, and then that's what you heard. And then you could play the audio over and over and over, and you would still hear whatever you were thinking. And I get that, it happens. But yeah, the clear ones, and it's like I told them whenever the people have asked, why are they always so unclear, or why do you hear so many different things depending on the different person? And I'm like, they're not. Most of them, they are pretty clear. If you just listen and you know how to, and if they're not, then you're using the wrong equipment or you're doing it wrong. Most of them are pretty clear, but you do have some that we have to kind of, what did that say? I had an app once for my phone where it actually caught an actual video whispered man after asking where they are a man or a child. Very exciting. This was early 2000. Okay. I don't usually believe in phone apps. Insane. But recording, like an audio recorder on your phone, yeah, that you could use that. Most phones come with them, but some don't. You have to download them. But if it's for EVPs, if you get an app on your phone for EVPs, it's crap. Don't use it. Use a regular digital recorder on your phone, but don't use the apps that's for EVPs. Are you calling me strange? Yes, I noticed that too.
Daddy,
That's why.
I'm trying getting right there.
What?
I'm trying getting right there.
No, not right there, baby. That's why I love my Beth. That's right. That was when I was talking about Beth, I guess. Do you know you have an infectious personality? Oh, so many Michelle's. Yep. But being strange is a good thing, John. Being normal is very overrated. Amen, Katie. Isn't that Katie who said that? Let me get back. I went too fast. Oh, that was Michelle said that. Amen, Michelle. Being normal is way overrated. You're right. Being strange is awesome. I call my personality Omicron. I don't care what you call it. It's awesome. That sounds like a transformer. That's too close to Optimus. Ace boys, nothing stronger than Cappy family. Amen. I hope so. God, I hope so. We got the one I can see it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a real clear one too, John. Thank you. I didn't think about that one. We got one audio of a entity saying I can see it. Gabby has come a long way since I've started working. It's been awesome to watch. Oh, hey, amen, Katie, to that too. Yeah, Cappy has come a long way, and it's not because of me. I promise you that. It's because of the people that I have surrounded myself with. I think it was Ronald Reagan, um, and I won't get the quote right, but I think it was him that said, paraphrasing, when he was asked, was he concerned about not being a politician and going into politics. Y'all noticed that every time we've had someone that wasn't a politician go into politics, they turn out to be really great. Maybe tells you something. But they asked Ronald Reagan if he was worried about going into the position of president of the United States, of the free country, of the greatest country on earth. Was he concerned about being president? And he's not a politician; he has no experience. And he says, no, all I have to do is surround myself with people that do. And he did. And look what happened. um, so I've surrounded myself with some amazing people. Y'all know I say this all the time, and I've said it since I started this particular group, that I've just surrounded myself with some of the most amazing people on earth. And don't get me crying. Morgan has a little girl that says mommy a lot in her house. She also giggles occasionally. That's too cool. We should come and investigate that. Speaking of breaking things up a little up in a file, I once thought they deleted my videos because how I promote these disappearances. Oh my goodness. I would have been crazy mad. I wouldn't have been mad because I've done it, so I would have understood. Auditory pareidolia. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, John. And that's a real thing. Some people say that doesn't exist, but audio pareidolia does exist. It most certainly does. All right. Pick your team well. Hopefully you'll be as blessed and lucky as I was. And then no matter what they come on the team to do, look at them for positions. And that's what we do at CAPI. That's exactly what we do at CAPI. We invite people in, they come in, they work out, they're part of the family, and we just keep them, going and keep it exciting. And then we watch them and talk to them and get to know them and start to love them and just fall in love with them, and like we've all done. And it just, you start seeing their strengths and start seeing their capabilities and their personality and their abilities, and you're like, this person would fit so much better over here. There's nothing wrong with that. Go to them and say, hey, I really think that you would be much better in this position. We've done that so many times. Here recently, we had a young lady join us as a investigator. I think she's the newest to join us, that's still with us as an investigator. And the other day, Beth said, hey, I think this person would make a great media manager. And when she said it, I was like, what? Yes, of course you would. Why didn't we already done that? and thank God she said yes. When Beth presented it to her, and I'm so glad that she said yes, because I told her today. She was saying, I got a lot of ideas of stuff I want to work on, but I'm just not so. I don't know what you guys are feeling, and I don't know what you guys will approve and all this. And I'm like, whatever you decide, I approve it. you get an across the board approval, because I have that much faith in you and I love you that much, and I look forward to what she's gonna do. I really do. I can't wait to see what she's gonna create and come up with for CAPI and stuff like that. And I basically just told her, you don't need my approval. That's your job. You're the manager. CAPI is not a dictatorship. I don't just say, hey, this is the way we're going to do this, this, and this. We talk about everything. Even stuff I don't believe in, we talk about it. And any decisions that we make, I go to the team and I say, what say you? My team will tell you that. They'll tell you right off the bat that I don't just go in and say, hey, we're doing this like this. So always be open to your team. That's a big thing. Always be open to their insights, especially whenever you built a team that's like this team that I have. Dear Lord, open your eyes and your ears and your hearts to them. Please do, because they're going to do something amazing for you. I promise you they will. For me, it was someone whispering my name in my ear next to a wall, next to my bunk bed. Oh my goodness, that would have scared me. It was John's idea first. Oh, was it? I'm sorry, John. I thought it was Beth that came up with putting her in as that. I'm so sorry, John. He's probably cussing me out right now. Well, you giving Beth all the credit for it. I swear I thought it was Beth's idea to do that. She's the one that came to me about it. And then after that, John says, yeah, I'm all for it. I'm so sorry, John. Thank you for telling me that, Beth. I swear I thought that was Beth's idea to put her in that position. I really did. I am so sorry, John. Y'all know my memory. I don't know why y'all put up with it. Yeah, so that was John's idea. I apologize. I'm staying corrected. That was John's idea. It's a great idea because it worked out great. I think Beth is the one that presented it to me first, and I assumed that she did it. So for me, it was, I already read that. Stephanie Rock. Oh, Stephanie goes way beyond rocking. She is amazing. I just asked her not to wake me up in the middle of the night to play quietly. It hasn't happened since. But hey, that's good, Michelle. A lot of times, and I tell clients that too. Take charge. Tell them how it's going to be, and put some ground rules down. A lot of times that does work. Sometimes it doesn't, but a lot of times it does. All right. Investigator levels. Nope, I'm cooking. Too busy to cuss. I hear you. If I'd known you was cooking, I'd been on my way to your house. Did you just tell Stephanie I approve whatever you come up with? Did you just tell Stephanie I approve of whatever you come up with? Pretty much I did. Who's that? Joey? Pretty much I did, yeah. John, what are you making us? What are you fixing for supper, John? Is it still supper at 10:20 night? All right, investigator levels. We're gonna start that next week. I've got to get off of here. I'm so sorry. I hate cutting one short when I've already planned it out, but I've got to. I don't have a choice at this point. I love you guys so much, and I'm gonna give you a chance to answer everybody. And yes, Joey, that's pretty much what I did. I approve whatever she comes up with. The whole 2 liter. The whole 2 liter? Yeah, I drink out of the 2 liters. They're cheaper. Fish sticks and fries. Oh yeah, I'm there. Ew. Heck yeah, I love. Joey says, "Oh hell." I think Joey is insinuating that I'm giving Stephanie a little too much rain. I think that's what he is insinuating there. He's like, oh, I think you may be giving her a little too much leeway there, bro. I don't think so, though. I don't. I really don't. If I didn't trust Stephanie, and good night, everyone. Stay safe. You too, Michelle. If I didn't trust Stephanie or anything like that, I've told Beth and John the exact same thing. If you have an idea and you want to go with it, let's go with it. Because I trust my team 100%. It would say something a lot worse about me if I second guessed everything that they did or said or came up with. because that would mean, well, why did you put me in this position? If I had a job outside of CAPI and I had an idea at that job and my boss just said, no, we're not going to do that. It's stupid. I don't want to listen to anything you got to say. If you have any ideas or any questions, come to me and I'll approve whatever you say. I wouldn't want to be there very long. That's for damn sure. All right. John put up the link again. You guys go there. That's our Facebook. Go there and check out our auction. We're going to stop that. Remember, Tuesday night at 9 p.m., I believe, is when she said stop that. Is it Tuesday night at 9 p.m.? I'm almost certain that is. If I'm wrong, please correct me, Stephanie. But Tuesday night at 9 p.m., we're going to stop that. And we're going to start a new one probably Wednesday night, and we'll run it to the next Wednesday for 1 week. I think earlier tonight I said we'll run it from Wednesday to Tuesday, but no, we'll run it for a full week. I've gone and done some research on Facebook and looked at some of the other people. I know probably 100 or more people on Facebook that do the auctions, and I've looked at there, and they have big success when they run them from 1 week to the next. So we're going to run that from. This one ends 9 p.m. Tuesday night. So y'all get whoever has the highest bid 9 p.m. Tuesday night gets whatever that item is. So y'all get on there and start bidding. And the next one will start Wednesday, probably 9 p.m. to 9 p.m. All right. So, and that's my plan. If something happens, I'll let y'all know. I may have to go to Stephanie's house and tell her, show me how to do this. I don't know how. But I tried that. Stephanie will tell you, we tried that on the phone. But everything she was seeing on her end, I wasn't seeing on my end. I wish there was a way that I could have given her control of this. You know how you do that with like computer text? She may know a way of doing that. So that might be what we have to do next time, Stephanie, if you know how to do that. Just let you take control of this computer at my house. I would be more than willing to let you do that because I had no idea what I was doing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was crying. I was upset. I couldn't figure it out. It was killing me. I don't want to get into it because now it's just, I just don't know. I hope our prayers are answered. But I will have a link for CAPI Camp next week. Otherwise, email me. Oh, cool. He'll have an actual link for CAPI Camp next week. If you other than that, just like I said earlier, you can email anybody for anything on CAPI, but email John on CAPI Camp. That's your best bet every time. Stephanie will also be having an email on here soon. She's our media manager now, so she'll be having an email. We need to get her set up, John. If we haven't already done that, we need to get her set up with an email for CAPI. And she'll have one on here too for y'all to contact her for any media matters. And I'm really excited about what's fixing to happen there because I think it's going to blow up. I really do because I know how she is. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for being here. Don't think we would ever stop doing this. But I'm glad you guys are here to watch me do it and watch the team do what we do. We love you guys so much. I want you to do me a huge favor sometimes this week. I don't care if it's a friend, family member, or someone you meet on the street. Make one person smile because that's what we need the most of is smiles. I love you guys so much. Thank y'all for being here. We'll see you next Sunday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time where we'll start our series. Well, we'll start this part of the series of investigator levels. All right. And that's a long one. That's where I didn't go ahead and put it on tonight, but it's pretty long. So that might be all we do. If I have time, I might throw a couple more that's left in there. Okay, John, thank you so much. Until next week, we'll see you guys, and y'all do me a huge favor. Have a paranormal week. Good night.